Hello, people. So, I'm on Instagram, and I'm doing, I'm whatever I want. And people are getting so mad. They're like, oh my god, you can't call yourself goth, you can't call yourself emo, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it just makes me want to do it even more. And that's what I've been doing recently. And guess what? I still don't care about your opinions. I don't care if the whole world disagrees with me, because guess what? I'm going to do it anyway, because I have the right to do that. There are no rules. There are no rules. The rules that you people make do not apply to me, because I'm a rebel and I'm going to do what I want. And that's literally what you people don't understand, is that I do what I want and you can do what you want. That's the whole beauty of the situation. Are you going to get criticized? Sure. Are people going to bully and belittle you? Sure. But guess what? You should thank them for showing you who they really are, which are hateful people that cannot accept people of their differences. Would I want someone like that in my friend group? No, I would not. So why would I want that person to accept me? I don't. I don't want them to accept me. I accept me into my own clique of goth people. Now, I have a very, 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 very small community of goth people that know what I do and accept me, and that's okay. It's small. Well, it might be more than I don't know. The people that actually comment and interact with me is small, and they're male. They're male. They're not female, and that's something I've noticed. I've noticed there's a lot of now. Don't get me wrong. The males they hate on me too, but not as much as the females. Then the males I noticed are more, they like change. They're more accepting of change more than the females, at least in my experience, just because they're all male. And now I'm not saying that there's a problem with women necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, in the community online there is an issue. But it's also just, I'm on the Instagram app, and I don't know who the hell goes on Instagram just to browse. But it's very interesting, because every community that I go on, like every app, is completely different. Like TikTok, that's completely different. It's a completely different vibe than Instagram. Instagram has a completely different, more menacing vibe than TikTok. And then YouTube, it's a hit or miss. Like, I'm not sure which I'm gonna get, but I already have, 700 whatever subscribers for whatever reason. And I'm just making this video because that's what I've been doing lately, just in case you guys didn't know. So I did make a new Instagram, and I have been posting on there. I have like 300 followers or something, 400? I don't fucking know. But I just made it a few months ago, and yeah, I don't know. I've just been posting whatever. I'm just, I think most of it is like me being bored, me trying to follow my dreams in some weird way. I don't know, but I think another half of it is that I'm very rebellious, and when people tell me I can't do something, it makes me want to do it even more. Like, I don't know what it is about somebody telling me, no, you cannot be that, but I just go, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway. And I feel like that's the attitude that the real goths and the real punks and the real fucking rebels should have. I feel like a lot of these people think they're rebels. Sweetie, you ain't a rebel. You trash. That's what I think. You trash. Why? Because I don't fucking like you, first of all. Second of all, because you're rude and disrespectful. Third of all, you set rules for me that I didn't ask for. I don't have to ask for your permission to be a label. Okay, I don't have to ask anybody's permission to be a label. The label, even if you go online on Wikipedia, okay, the labels, that was typed by an individual person. Who is this person? Were they goth? Were they emo? And if they were, why the fuck would I want to listen to an individual person's definition? Now, I know there's, people are going to go, oh, there's history behind it. I don't care about history. I don't. I never did. It was always my least favorite subject was history. I hate history. I don't care about it. And a lot of people, they always go, oh, there's history. I don't care, sweetie. I really don't. History is the past. And guess what, bitch? It's 2026. And we can do whatever we want in 2026 because this is 2026. Grow up. I don't expect young goth people that are born in like the 2000s to listen to 60-year-old goth music. I don't think that's very realistic, old goth people. Or even to anybody. Now, the people that listen to it that are younger, they're all going to have their mental issues because everybody knows all alternative people have mental issues. I know I do. And that's honest. And I know you all do too. And that's okay because, sweetie, we're all very similar. Now, that's the issue here, is that I'm similar to you fucking freaks. And unfortunately, that's very gross. And I fucking hate you all. But, that's okay. Because, if you all hate me, well, sweetie, it's a two-way street. I can hate you back. And, I try to be as respectful as I can online because, it's the internet and, people are freaks. Yeah, I'm a freak too, and that's okay. That's why I'm goth, and that's why I'm emo, and that's why I'm everything I want to be. I'm even punk. I already made a video about that. I even tried to fit into a fucking definition about it. Ew, it was awful. I was cringing at my own stuff. I was like, why did I really looked into it that much and found that the core ethos, that's what it said online, of punk is to be your true, authentic self, which is what I am. That's what it said that the core ethos of punk was. And yet there's a whole definition and a whole bunch of rules that people set. Sweetie, no. In my head, everybody that's alternative, goth, or whatever is punk. And nobody ever uses that word because they're scared of being called a poser. Well, bitch, I'm not. I'll call myself punk. Because, bitch, that's what I fucking am. I'm a punk-ass bitch. And I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And you could call yourself punk if you want. Are people gonna call you a poser? Sure. They're gonna call you a poser no matter what you do, people. They really are. And guess what? You don't want those people around you. Because I'm gonna ask you a question. If you're gonna be true to yourself and not try to fit in, would you really want to be around people who act like that? Because I wouldn't. I would not want to spend my time around these fucking losers that call other people posers. Like what? I don't even think posers exist. And this is me. This is who I am. I don't think posers exist. I think that the word poser is made by idiots. Idiots that want to bully and belittle people because they're not clones of them. Well, guess what, bitch? I'm not your fucking clone. I don't want to be your clone because I don't fucking like you. I like me. And I'm going to be punk. I'm going to be goth. I'm going to be whatever the fuck I want. And that's the end of the story. And this is literally, I've had this conversation with my mother. And she said the same thing. She said, fuck everybody. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Because fuck all you. Fuck the definition. Fuck all those bitches. Call yourself whatever the fuck you want. And I literally had this conversation with her in the car, a year ago. And, I've been doing it. I call myself whatever I want. And guess what? People are going to call me whatever they want. But at the end of the day, would I want those people in my life? No. Because I don't hang out with idiots that call people posers. I don't. I would not want to because, first of all, that's super immature. Are you 12 years old? Are you 8 years old? Because poser, are you serious? Like, that's what you call people. LARPer is the new word. LARPer, and they use the word chud. now, it's all stupid. It's all idiotic. Calling people all that shit is the stupidest thing under the fucking sun. I think you all need to shut your pie holes and get offline. But that's what I think, And these people, they think I don't have a brain. They think that their brain should be my brain. But unfortunately, I have a different brain. And they think that I shouldn't because I'm brown with an afro. Well, sweetie, I'm not going to let your white ass think for me. Because I don't care how white you are. I don't care how white you are. Ah! I'm not racist. Okay, my son's white. Okay. My baby dad is white. Plus, I'm just saying, white. Nobody cares if I call people white. I'm just saying. I could say this about anybody. I even talked shit about a black guy. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the color of your skin. I just give a fuck. First of all, these people. There's so many people in my comments going, you can't be emo. Why? Because I have an afro? Because I'm brown and fat? Bitch, I'm gonna do it. Why can't I be goth? Because I don't want to be political? Well, guess what? I don't like politics because they're fucking depressing. Why would I want to hear that the president bombed a fucking school full of children? That's awful. That's depressing as fuck. What am I going to do about that? Nothing. That's why I don't care about politics, is because I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm not going to vote either because I think that all of these politicians are pedophiles and that they're cannibals. Because they're all billionaires, millionaires, and I don't know what they're up to. That's just my assumption at this fucking point. After the Epstein files were released, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you, Epstein file people. Motherfucking bitches. I hate you all. And I didn't even know about the Epstein files until this year. It changed my whole world. Not in a good way. My world, ignorance is really bliss. It really truly is. And I almost wish I wouldn't have known. Honestly, I kind of wish I wouldn't have known. It's very grotesque what these rich people are up to. And I'm going to tell you what. They need to find peace within themselves and learn how to love another person. Because when you learn how to love another human being, you would not want to eat them. You would not want to eat babies. You would not want to do this, this, and this. Why? They are doing it because they hate people. And this is a part of the conversation right now. They're doing it because they hate people. Because they're famous. Like Ellen. I'm going to bring her up. Don't eat me. Don't eat me, I'm not delicious. I'm very fat. But anyway, I'm just saying. But yeah, Ellen DeGeneres has Kuru disease. Now, I used to grow up watching the Ellen show. And, I used to love her. And, a part of me still feels like she's, the woman that's on TV. And it's just really, really disheartening and depressing to think that somebody that, you could look at and say that you care about on, even just through a TV show, could be a cannibal. Now, I'm not quite sure of the extent of what happened, but if she has Kuru disease, I can imagine that she was eating people quite frequently. And, I guess the Kardashians have eaten people too, and so has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I don't know. I think they're just all mad at us because we're a bunch of bitches. And now I understand, I do. I've been online, I've received a lot of hate from the goth community, from the, what is it? The alternative community. They're awful. And, I can imagine, I get a lot of hate, and I can imagine what they go through, being even more, having even more volume of people, that they would get angry or, hate everyone. And, I get it. I've been there too. At this point, I just don't care. I just don't have feelings anymore. And that's okay. I mean, I do have feelings, okay? I'm just over-exaggerating. But I have feelings. I just don't care. I just don't dwell on it. I'm not going to sit there and dwell on why Sally Hansen over there hates my guts and thinks I'm fugly. I don't care about you, Sally. I really don't. Sally, fuck off. I think you could die tomorrow, and I really would not give a shit. And that's my that's honesty right there. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what these celebrities are doing. I really have no clue. I don't know if they're being forced into it. I've heard some freaky stuff on these podcasts where these people are being forced to do things or something. I don't fucking know. Like, I heard of what Michael Jackson said. He said something about phone calls or something. Wow, I don't even got phone service. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, you never know what's going on. Like, these people, who are in control have a lot of money. I feel like $1 billion sounds ginormous, but you don't know how ginormous it is until you actually have it. Because $1 billion is 1,000,000 millions. That's 1,000,000 millions. 1,000,000 millions, bro. Do you understand? That's an unfathomable amount of money. And these people, people who are poor and who are from, the ghetto will do a lot of things for that money. Probably kidnapping people or doing whatever. Why? Because they got money. I don't know. I wouldn't do that for money. That's just me. There's a lot of things I would not do for money. Even showing my poontangs too much, honestly. I did that once. Ew, it was a mistake. It was just real weird. And I would not do that again. You ruined it for everyone, sweetie. That's all I gotta say. But, I feel like these people are just really extremely angry. And, I get it. The whole world is just kind of angry on the internet. But, it's on the internet. It's not real life. I feel like in real life, there's a lot of love, And I feel like people need to be more loving to the people around them. And I am. I try to be as loving as I can to the people around me, to the best of my ability. And, that's what I do. I try. I feel like that's good, And I don't want to eat anybody. Like, I feel like if I got super famous or whatever, I wouldn't want to eat anybody. Because even though if I get a lot of hate or whatever, I just, there might have been a point in time where I would have. A few years ago. When I had severe anger issues. Because I did think about it. I really did. And, it was a part of my past, and I had a lot of issues. And, I feel like these people, they let their anger take a hold of their whole soul and say, oh, I can't be better because I've already done the worst of the worst. And they just give up because they think that they've already done it, so they might as well just keep doing it. Well, that's unfortunately wrong. I've done things that I regret and things, I think it was more for myself and the people around me that I decided to heal, but I used to want to hurt people. I used to want to kill people. And I already talked about this on my channel. I know what it's like to have that kind of anger. And, there's been times, it's not that hard to get somebody's, information online or where they live or, their name and address. It's not that hard. And, there's been times where I thought, like, with these people that say these awful things online to me, I thought, about, it's not that expensive to get a ticket. A plane ticket. Like, that was me in the past. Now, I obviously didn't do it because I'm here. I'm not, crazy or anything. Not anymore. I used to be crazy. And I healed by myself. And that really should tell you a lot about me as a person, as I'm very hopeful I did it for my own future. I didn't really do it for anybody else other than, well, my mother. I did it for her as well because I was being a fucking cunt to her. And I was having evil thoughts. And she knows. I already told her. And, I think she knows that I'm better now, to some extent. And that's okay. I mean, I'm still better. I'm way better. I'm way better. If you could have seen who I was so many years ago, I was a completely different person. Completely. It was scary. It was a freak. I was a freak. I was a creepy freak. That's what I can tell you. Is that I was a creepy freak. And I really mean that. I was the creepy freak. And that's why, that's why I understand these celebrities to some extent. It's because I was like that. I just didn't do it. Because I knew that I would go to jail. And that's the only reason. Now, if I had $1 billion, maybe, in the past, I'm just being honest, maybe in the past, if I had $1 billion, if I could have, gotten away with it, I'm just saying, if I would have let that part of me come out and be evil and play around with all that cash, who knows? But I didn't have that money, and I was like, I don't want to go to jail, I don't want to go to prison for the rest of my life and ruin my life over something fucking stupid like my ex-boyfriend and his weird girlfriend that kept stalking me and harassing me, and her friend that kept stalking me and harassing me. But yeah, I hated all of them. And I had thoughts, I really did. I had thoughts, and I would, role play those thoughts alone in my house. And that's what made me a creepy freak. Am I like that anymore? No. Why? Because I've healed. It's very possible to heal from that. But if you actually do something, I've never done that. So I can tell you. Would it be harder to heal from it? I could imagine. I can imagine it'd be a lot harder, because I don't know what that's like. I have no clue. And I feel like your brain just is different. Well, maybe it's not. But your memories are gonna remember. And maybe, I don't fucking know. I have no clue. That's literally it. But, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of hateful people online, and I guess to some extent I understand why these celebrities are eating people, out of hatred for the world. It's very unfortunate. I think the internet has a lot to do with that. I really do. I really think the internet has a lot to do with that. I think the internet has a lot to do with child trafficking. I think the internet has a lot to do with all that. And I feel like if we didn't have technology, all of that would be so much harder. But there's good things about the internet, like, the information, like the files, the Epstein files, where you can all look at that and, look at information about these celebrities and all that stuff. Now, I'm not a real big celebrity person. I was never a really big celebrity person. But, a lot of them seem to be into similar things. And I'm not quite sure who's in charge there. But who's paying these celebrities? That's the question. Who is paying these celebrities? Because somebody has to be paying them, right? I don't know. Like, to go on shows, who's paying them? The show host or somebody else? I don't know. Like, that's the real question, is who is in charge of the world? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, who is? That's the real question. Who's in charge of this place? And why? Who put you in charge? Your money? Well, maybe we should just get rid of that. Why have money? Why have money when we can all just work for each other for free? And, if I want to go to a smoothie, you work at the smoothie place, give people their smoothies, and that's what you do all day. You don't need money. You could go and get a free smoothie if you want, because everything's free now. That sounds like the life. You could go on vacation. Well, I feel like there should be a vacation limit, though, because there's always the lazy asses that'll just live for free with no vacation. Yeah, but I would want to work. You know, even if I got everything for free, I would want to work still, because it's like, what else am I going to do? Nothing. Fuck. You know? I don't know. I feel like everybody should just be here for free, and we should all just work for each other and have like a work card, you know, saying, hey, I work, so I get, you know, this for free because I do my job, I clock in, and, you know, everybody should get, you know, this is my dream world, okay? I feel like everybody should get a certain amount of vacation time, like maybe, you know, a month per year. I feel like that would be good. Like, free. Just go wherever free. Yeah, that's a dream right there. That'd be the dream life. Why can't that exist? And I wish we would have, like, more plants everywhere and nobody was eating each other. You know? And we didn't have, like, animal abuse in the slaughterhouses. I wish, you know, if we were to eat pigs, I feel like that would still be okay. If the farmers could just have them in like a farm and we could just like kill our own animals, that way we can know what it's like and be more grateful for the animal dying. I feel like there's a lot of desensitization with these, you know, these steaks and shit. You just see just an animal pre-fucked up, pre-slaughtered, so you don't have to deal with the reality. You know, even in school, like, the reality of it is just, it's incomprehensible almost, because, like, I remember my first time looking at a slaughterhouse video, I couldn't stop crying. And I couldn't even watch it. But I was already eating pigs for 16 years. That's the thing. That's the scariest part. I was already eating pigs for 16 years. So, you know, it took me that long to see what they were doing to these animals. And even then, I didn't want to see, because it was awful. And, you know, earlier this year, I sat down and made myself watch it. And I watched a horse. I'm not going to go too into detail, just in case. There's a horse. Just getting abused for no reason. At a slaughterhouse. It was awful. I'll tell you. Skip if you don't want to hear this. But so what happened was, I'm going to tell you. So there was this horse, okay, at a slaughterhouse, and it was chained up by its neck. Yeah, by its neck. And its eyes were like this. And its tongue goes like this. And I'm not even fucking joking. Like, for no reason. And they were just dragging it around. With a giant machine, just dragging it around. For no fucking reason. That's who's feeding us. These psychopaths. Do you know how psycho you have to be to do that? Fucking psycho. I would never want to do that to an animal or a human. No. Why? Because that's a living creature. And I have empathy for these fucking beings. You know, even when I eat meat, I do eat meat, but, you know, at least every single time in my head, I always thank the animal, because I know what they went through, and I know it was fucking awful, because I've seen all kinds of videos of these pigs being gassed. Ew, it's awful. These pigs being boiled alive. These chickens literally are hung from their fucking feet, okay? In these machines, they're just dragged around in the air, hung by their feet, and just, they dunk their heads underwater and electrocute them to stun them. And then I forgot how they fucking kill them. I think they just slit their throats after. And some of them lift their heads above the water because they don't want to get stunned, and then they just gotta, you know, all of it I find unnecessary. You don't need to electrocute a fucking chicken. You could just chop its head off. You don't need to electrocute it. You don't need to duck its head underwater and have it fucking breathe in water. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And I've watched these videos because I wanted to know why. You know, I wanted to know how my meat was given to me. And it's disgusting. Do I eat meat still? Yes. Do I care about the animals? Yes. But there's a better way to do that. Okay, there is. I know there is. It's called farmers. Farmers, bro. Not industrial farms, but farmers. You know, so they can see outside and see the grass and eat the grass. Farmers love animals. They're not going to abuse animals. What the fuck? They'll kill them, though. I know they will. Yeah, but they're not going to abuse them. That's ridiculous. They're farmers. Farmers don't like to do that. Right, farmers? No farmer I know does that. Fuck. But I'm just saying, like, there's always that one farmer. I swear to God. There's always that one fucking farmer. I'm not even joking. But yeah. There's always that one that just does it anyway. This is an asshole. But yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit going on in this world. Oh my God. I'm gonna get into the politics again. I swear to God. So, oh my God, I need to talk, like, I have so much to talk about. This isn't even funny. So there's like, I got this buddy. He's obsessed with Jews. He's not Hitler. He's not Hitler. But he sure does remind me of Hitler. But not in a bad way. Kinda. But he knows. He's this guy that I know. And, you know, he's really obsessed with Jews. He tells me all about what they're doing. He told me Epstein was Jewish. And he told me that a lot of these people in charge are Jewish. And that we are aligned with Israel. Like, we're allied with them, and they're Jews. And they told me that, you know, a lot of this shit, you know, I'm not anti-Jewish, but I don't know, some of the stuff he's saying is starting to make sense. And in New York, I'm gonna tell you something. In New York, I saw this TikTok of this apartment complex. There's someone recording, and under the vent in their apartment, they could hear Yiddish. So Yiddish is the Jews' language. Why are they underground? And after the Epstein files were released, okay, on TikTok, this is on TikTok for millions of people to see. There's literally a bunch of Jews, a whole bunch of Jews, thousands, that came from underground. And they were flooding the streets. Yeah, after the Epstein files were released. What? Why are you underground? What are you doing? That's the question. Dear Jewish people, I don't hate you. I'm just telling you, I don't. But my buddy might, I don't know, but I don't. I'm just wondering, what are you doing down there? What is there a secret Jew place? I don't know. And why are you down there? Why couldn't you have like an air city? You gotta be underground where there's no sun? What is you, a vampire? Is you a vampire? I'm not playing, I'm asking you a question. I don't speak Yiddish, but I got curly hair. Does that make me a little more Jewish? I don't know. I don't know anything about the Jew religion, but my buddy, he's very passionate about his Jew obsession. His Jew obsession. He really has one. Yeah, he really does, and he tells me all about the Jews, and, you know, a lot of this information is, you know, it makes some sense, and, yeah, I mean, I've seen some stuff. Now, I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, just, you know, there's just a lot of questions about the Jews. Now, I don't hate the Jews. I don't see Jews as evil people necessarily. I'm just questioning, you know, what's going on in the Jew society. I personally have no clue. I don't know what's going on in the Jew society. I'm not a Jewish person. Do I hate Jews? No. Do I want to hate Jews? I don't think so. I don't want to hate anybody. I just want to be at peace with everybody on the planet. But is that going to happen? I don't fucking think so. Because people they're hateful. I'm not really a hateful person. I just don't care. I don't care anymore. You know, I just got too much energy. I just don't care. But, yeah. There's so much going on in my head. I'm just telling you about the Jews. I was talking about the Goths. What am I talking about now? Oh, yeah, the Christians. So, Goth and Christian, they kind of go hand in hand. I got this, too. So, the Goths, man. The Goths will literally tell you how to live your life. And they gotta do it by the Goth Bible, which is Wikipedia. Oh, God. They do it by the Wikipedia Goth Bible, apparently. They think that that's the Goth Bible. They think Wikipedia is the all-knowing Bible of Goth. And it's very, very strange. But, you know, back when I was young, you know, the teachers always told us not to use Wikipedia because any hoo-ha could edit it. Now, I'm not really sure if that's the case today, but I know back then that's what our teachers would tell us, and I don't know if that's necessarily very true or not, but, you know, that's what I was always told, so I don't know. You know, maybe it used to be like that. I'm not sure if it's been changed or what, but I always question the internet, and I always question definitions of things, and history I've always questioned. I don't believe history. I think history is actually a fucking mystery. And I think we don't know a lot. You know, as people, as human beings, I feel like we really don't know a lot about history. I feel like history was rewritten by these people that, you know, rule our government. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they tried their best. I don't fucking know. Maybe they tried their best to make shit up. I don't fucking know. But, I heard all the presidents were related. Isn't that weird? How's that possible that all of them are related? Money, right? Money and family lineage, is that what it is? Like, is that everything? You know, because don't the presidents, you know, to run for president, you have to be rich, right? That's why I don't trust any of them, and that's why I don't want to vote, is because I think that it's all malarkey. I think that they're all just gonna ruin our country. So I just hate them all. I'm like, well, I don't really hate anybody. I don't want to vote. I'm not into politics, and honestly, I feel like there should be a voting test, because I feel like a lot of people will just vote based off of what other people are voting for, or what they heard. Do you know, or did you just hear about it? That's the question. I feel like there needs to be a voter's test, and it needs to ask you a lot of questions about the candidates, because if you don't know, then you should not be voting. That's what I think. I really do. I really think that. There should be a voter's test. Like, you know, for example, you know, 100 question test, and you have to pass with 100%. And it should have, you know, facts about the Epstein files. It should have facts about, you know, every candidate. Did you know this? Did you know that? And if you get any of them wrong, you should not be able to vote. That's what I think. Would I be able to vote? Fuck no. And that's good. That's good. Because I'm not into politics. If somebody's super into politics, they're gonna know everything. They are. And even the people that think they're really into politics, they don't know everything. Like the people that watch the news, they ain't got a fucking clue. They really don't. Unless they're doing extensive research online, TikTok, fucking Epstein files, all kinds of stuff. Then you'll figure it out. But if you're just watching the news, sweetie, you don't know nothing about these candidates. You don't know nothing about this country. No, not really. You don't know enough. You know what the news shows you, and the news is ran by the government. You know? Their job is to make the president look good. Their job is to make these candidates look good. That's their job. That's literally their job. You know, the news is not to be trusted, bro. I don't like the news. I don't watch the news. No. I don't think so. But, yeah, I feel like there should be a test for that, you know, because I would not pass. And that's a good thing because, you know, I wouldn't want, you know, someone who's clueless to be able to vote. Because a lot of people would not be able to vote. I think a majority of the United States would not be able to vote. But that's good. Because the majority of the United States doesn't know shit. That's what I think. I think the majority of the United States doesn't fucking know shit. What do you know? What do you know about this candidate? You know what I know? Not fucking much. You know? I know Trump ate some babies or something. I don't fucking know. Why is he still our president again? Why is he eating babies? What's going on in this fucking country? And then Putin. Apparently Putin made a speech telling everybody that they're vampires. And they ate babies and nobody listened. Oh, Putin, I'm so sorry I ever doubted you. Putin, I'm sorry. You know, Russia banned McDonald's. Guess what was in the Epstein files? McDonald's. McDonald's was in the Epstein files. I'm not making this shit up. I looked it up, okay? Did I read all the Epstein files myself? No, because half of it I don't fucking get, because Jeffrey Epstein did not type with correct grammar. So every time I read his texts, I'm like, what did you say? I don't know. So it's better if I have other people explain it to me on YouTube. So that's what I did. That's where I did my research, was on YouTube. They showed screenshots. They explained what was going on, and that's where I learned the majority of my information from, and that's okay. Because to sit there and read every single thing, that's not for me. I'm not in the Reading Rainbow show. I do not like to read. But I like to know some things because, you know, once I heard about the Epstein files from my buddy, he told me there was eating people. I didn't even believe him until I looked that shit up. That changed my whole world. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Weeks. What do you mean Donald Trump's eating babies? What do you mean Jeffrey Epstein is killing babies? That's literally how I was in bed. I could not sleep. And I was having fucking... bro, I don't even want to think about it. But yeah. And then I started looking up conspiracy theories, and they all started making sense. They all started making sense. What do you mean they all started making sense? All of them started making sense. Literally. I looked into all of them. These very intelligent people. These super intelligent people know because of the symbols in our day-to-day products, like the Monster 666 Jew numbers. It's the Jews. I sound just like my buddy. He's the one that got me on this shit. I'm not even a Jew hater. I don't hate the Jews. I really don't, but this is my theory, okay? Because why would it be Jewish numbers on the Monster cans? Jewish numbers, 666 creates the M. 666? Oh, Jewish people, can you please explain to me why it would be the 666? Some Jew, please come and explain this to me. Please. I really want to know why the 666 is the... My toilet jump scared me. It started making toilet noises and I said... Because I just started talking about the 666. Is there a Jew underground listening? Is there a Jew in my toilet? I'm serious. Okay, it stopped. That's a good Jew. Go back in your sewer. Go back in your sewer. I'm so crazy. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking. Now, I've done a lot of research. Now, it was in a very short amount of time because I was obsessed. I couldn't believe it. And every single thing I looked up started making sense. This world's a lot creepier than I thought it was. How do you think we feed millions and millions and millions and millions, billions of human beings? Americans are cannibals. And I don't mean just Epstein and Trump and celebrities, because guess who's in charge? The rich people. That's right, Americans. You've probably eaten a people or two, and you might be doing it as we speak. There's this old lady talking on Facebook. I looked at Facebook. Ew, it makes me want to throw up. She was talking, and she looks like some rich old lady. I don't know who she is, but she was saying, like, oh, all the things we eat, the babies we eat, the blah, blah, blah. I was like, what do you mean the babies we eat? The what, ma'am? I'm sorry, did you say the babies? Why would we be eating babies? Also, here's some other thing you could look up. So if you don't believe me, there is this contraption in Ohio where you can dump your newborn baby. I'm not even joking. There's this place you can go to put your newborn baby in this metal thing and then just leave it there. And I don't know what it's called, but it's real in Ohio. Why Ohio? Fuck if I know. But yeah, maybe that's the babies we're eating. Babies that nobody wants? Well, what else are we going to do with them? That's what this guy was saying. I don't know who he was, but he was saying it in one of his speeches. He's like, well, what else are we going to do with the babies? If nobody wants them, we might as well just eat them. I'm sorry, sir. What? Why don't you just give us free health care so that we won't have babies that nobody wants? How's that sound? That way we won't have to get kuru. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Yeah, that sounds good to me. Because I sure as fuck don't want to be eating people. Now, as an American myself, I might have accidentally done that. Unbeknownst to me, because guess what? A lot of us didn't know. I sure didn't. I wasn't a conspiracy theorist until, I looked into it and then realized it all made sense. And even now, I don't like looking into it and obsessing over it because what's that gonna do for me? It creeps me out. And you know what? If I want to buy a Monster 666 Jew juice, well, then I will. You know? 666 Jew juice? That sounds metal as fuck. Oh yeah, Jew juice. That should be the Jew juice commercial. Also, did you see that new not Ritz commercial, Cheez-It commercial? Oh God, back into the Epstein files. The Cheez-It commercial. Yes, that's right. There's a Cheez-It commercial with a Cheez-It in an ultrasound. And you know, let's reverse back, and you know how people were saying we were eating babies? Oh, well, here's the juicy part. The lady in the commercial says, "That's a cheesy baby." And there's a Cheez-It in the ultrasound. That might be what they mean by the babies, but why is the babies in my Cheez-It? And why does the babies taste so good? That's the question. Do I like eating babies? Oh, scandalous. No, I wouldn't want to do that, okay? I'm being honest. I would not want to eat one. But I heard there's this thing, okay? I did research, okay, on TikTok, and I know that might not sound trustworthy, but trust me, this shit it all makes sense. There's this company or something called Cinemix, okay? They did research. Oh God, I'm sorry. On our snacks and food, okay? Like research as to what's in it. And guess what? Any of our snacks with the term natural flavors in the crackers, in any of our preservative food with the natural flavors. The natural flavors, Cinemix stated that was human fetal cells from abortions. Yeah, that's what they stated. Do I know that it's true? Not technically. Do I believe it to be true? No, sure. Especially after the Epstein files. You gotta think, if these billionaires are eating children, well, we all probably are too. And that's the part you gotta realize. There's billions of human beings on this planet. So, the chance of that happening is, you know, if these people are in charge, is probably 100%. And, you know, McDonald's was in the Epstein files, so... Also, there's the government. I saw a video on TikTok of these very important government official-looking people. They were looking at a map of Thailand, okay? Thailand. And these government official people in suits, okay? Someone was secretly recording and they posted it to TikTok. I don't know who the fuck it was, but they were recording it, and these people were talking. And then one of the men in the suits said, "Is that where we get the children?" For what? Our McDonald's meal? And I'm going to be very honest with you. I got more information that ties into this. Hold your horses. There's more. And it ties into it perfectly. Okay. Yeah, it was just a little snippet clip. And you can look it up on TikTok somewhere. It's somewhere there. And there was also this baloney that had a child's face on it. And it said Alex's meat. And that was the most disturbing thing I saw on TikTok. And someone cut into the baloney. Who? And where did you buy that? And I don't want one. I'm just asking. Because what the fuck do you mean? And it had a picture of this little boy on there. Excuse the fuck out of me. Oh no. No. No, because, well, now I want to grind up whoever the fuck did that to that poor baby. And I want to eat him. I swear to God. I want to eat that motherfucker. Not the baby. I don't want to eat that baby. I want to eat whoever the fuck did that to the child. Because what the fuck do you mean? No. And, fuck, out of here. It's disgusting. I hope that was fake. You know, because there's AI. And of course they're going to release the Epstein files after AI. Whoa, that way nobody will know for sure. Fucking hate all of you. But, what else was I going to go into? Oh yeah, the meat. Oh, the Rabbi Finklestein. Oh, this is where it gets meaty. Oh God, I just had to say that. I have a sick sense of humor at this point in my life. I hate myself. This is where it gets meaty. As I talk about people getting ground up into your McDonald's meat. So here's this rabbi. He's Jewish, of course. Sweet Jewish rabbi. He told us you can look it up on YouTube, Rabbi Finklestein interview. This rabbi, Rabbi Finklestein, 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 something like that. It might correct you on YouTube if that's wrong, but you'll be able to find it. This rabbi was talking about how they ground up children, okay? Whoever they is, who's they? The Jewish people? I don't know. Is that why they live underground? I have no clue. Why else would they be living underground? Why else would our monster be called 666? And why else would the rabbi of Jew people know? Rabbi Finklestein? What even is a rabbi? I don't fucking know. You're some important Jew figure, right? Yeah, but Rabbi Finklestein was over here talking about how they ground up children, okay, and put them in McDonald's food. Yes, McDonald's food. One of their favorite buyers is McDonald's. Now, they also said something about sausages and processed meats being made out of these children. It's disturbing. It's disgusting, and I'm not for sure if that's reality. I don't know. Is that real? I don't fucking know. But this guy said it was, and he's Jewish. I don't fucking know. Is that real? I don't know. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know if that's real? I don't know. You know, I don't know for sure. It could be a piglet. I mean, the slaughterhouse videos are real, you know? The slaughterhouse videos are real, so I mean, like... But, like I said, how could we feed billions of people? Oh, let's just go to other countries and grind up their children and bring them back to the United States. That's what the evidence, I think, is leading up to at this point. That's what I think. And, do I enjoy Cheez-Its? Yeah, I do. Do I enjoy sausages? Yeah, I do. Do I enjoy burgers? Yeah, I do. And it's bad. Because, I mean, if we're enjoying that, and they're made out of people, well, I guess I can't judge, huh? Because, I mean, if I'm speculating that it could be that, and I'm eating it, well, I don't know for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It could be a cow. It could be a cow or a piggy. It could be a piggy. It could be a piglet. But I'm not sure. They could be humans, but I don't know. Yeah. And every time I try to tell my friends this, they look at me like I'm crazy. And you know what? Maybe I am, but all the people I used to work with used to all talk about it together. Yeah. Yeah, we would all talk about it together. And I still eat meat. Yeah, I do. Do I regret it? No, I don't. Do I like crackers? Yeah, even if it's made out of fetal cells, well, at least I'm eating it and surviving, you know? I mean, it could be worse. You know, there's people in Gaza or whatever that are, you know, starving. And I'm over here eating like a king, so, I mean, you know, you win some battles, you lose some battles, I don't fucking know. But, you know, I would rather not eat people, but, you know, I mean, if I gotta, but I don't know. I don't know, I'm just a girl, I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't do it, I just knew about it and ate it anyway. It's not my fault, they did it, not me, Yeah, that's pretty much the gist. That's pretty much every American, you know. After learning about all that stuff, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get a people burger. Yeah, you are, you're gonna eat a people burger, you asshole. I ate a burger, you know, a few months ago. So, there's that. Knowing that that's a possibility, you know, that we're eating dead people. But, oh, also, you know, where's all the dead people going? Because they're not going into cemeteries. And I heard, you know, I've never been to a funeral, but I heard that, you know, they never show you the burial. Is that true? I don't know. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do that? Because they take the body and feed it to you at McDonald's? Is that what they do? Well, they taste good. You know, if somebody died naturally, I don't think that bothered me. Because, I mean, like, you're feeding everybody else that's still alive. So, I mean, like, you know, you didn't die in vain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody eats, you know, oh, yay, you know. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Just because, you know, there's old people and, you know, people that have got illnesses. We grind them up and eat them. Sure. Well, I don't care, you know, but, you know, if somebody's murdered, you know, I feel like that's different for me, you know, because they didn't die of a natural cause. I'm just like, you know, it's just scandalous and just strange. You know, where did you get that person to do that, too? Money? I don't know. That's the damn question. That's the damn question. What's going on in this damn world? I need mental help. And why do I enjoy Cheez-Its still? And why am I salivating thinking about Cheez-Its? Even though they said it was a cheesy baby. I still want some Cheez-Its right now. Oh, that don't make me that great of a person, huh? If I'm eating burgers and Cheez-Its anyway. And sausages, oops. Well, I didn't know. Well, I had no clue. I don't for sure know, so... You know, there's just evidence that points towards that reality, but, you know, I don't know for sure. I really don't, so, I mean, you know, oops, oh, I didn't do the crime, so, I'm not a sinner. That's all I gotta say. I'm not a sinner, sweetie. I didn't do it. It was just, somebody else. Yeah, somebody else did it, so I ate it, and yeah, I'm still here, I'm surviving and eating. It's good, you know, I'm just eating food, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. But that's real. That's a reality. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know anything. You know, this is just all speculation. I really don't know if any of this is true necessarily. I really don't. Because, like, honestly, like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're made out of people? Why would you be made out of people? That's the question. And who would kidnap a person? And how would you kidnap that many people? That doesn't make any fucking sense. How would you kidnap people? I don't know. I was gonna give away another key thing, but something's telling me not to do that. Well, maybe I should. Maybe I should. Oh. What if I know all their secrets? because I did so much research. Oh, shit. I really did do a lot of research. I did it in a very short amount of time, too. Oh, shit. So, in Mexico, there is a lot of missing peoples. In Mexico, there is a lot of missing peoples. Look on TikTok. In Mexico, there are a lot of missing peoples. You know. Why? Oh, are we next to Mexico? I think we are. I think we're next to Mexico. What's in our burger? Is it Mexico's? Taco Bell? Oh my god, what if these sick fucks? What if these sick fucks have been feeding us Mexicans? In our Taco Bell. And that's why they call it Taco Bell, is because they're sick. Taco Bell. Nah, you're actually eating the Mexicans. You're actually eating the fucking Mexicans, you fucking bitch. That's not even funny. That's not even funny, but I'm laughing. Because that's awful. That sounds like something the government would do. Is that what we're doing? Because I want you to look up how many missing people there are in Mexico. There's missing people posters everywhere. Everywhere. And guess who hates Mexico? Donald Trump. Guess who's putting mehicans into incinerators in America? Donald Trump. Are we eating the Mexican? And why do they taste so good? Why do they taste so yummy? Now, I'm not crazy, but if we all eating people's, bitch, you one of them, too. You one of us. The cannibalians. The cannibalians. I'm not a cannibal, but a burger's a burger, you know what I'm saying? That's sick. It is. It's sick. Is that the American conquest? Eating other people? And that's how we've survived? Damn, America. Well, at least it tastes good. At least it tastes good. Oh, yeah, I love being Mexican. Oh. I'm awful. I'm an awful person. But that's my sense of humor right now. What if I did eat a Mexican? I wouldn't do it on purpose. I would do it on accident, though. Well, I didn't know. It was just a drop of the hat. I didn't know. It was just given to me by Taco Bell. Oh, that's what was on the menu. I didn't know it was really Mexican. That's what all of you cannibals think. That's what all of you cannibals think. Also, if we're all cannibals, that means I'm one too. I think people should be scared of America. It's not looking very good for Americans. We're all cannibals, is that what it is? Because I didn't know I was a cannibal, so does that make me a real cannibal? Because if I'm not doing the killing and the slaughtering and the sick acts, then am I really a true cannibal? Or am I just a slave? A goyim slave? That's what they call us. They call us goyims. The non-Jews are called goyim people. We're goyim people. It sounds like a sacred person, and that's how I see it. I see myself as a sacred person who is not a Jew. That is why. And, I don't know. But if I'm eating people, oops. I didn't know. I didn't know I was eating it. I just wanted it because it tastes yummy. Arroz con pollo is actually arroz con people. I'm such an awful person. That's so funny. Arroz con people. Arroz con people. That's funny. I'm the only one laughing about this, I swear. It's not funny we're eating people, but if we are, then, well, you know, I mean, if you're eating meat and I'm eating meat, well, we might as well just accept it, bitch. We might as well just accept we're all the same. God damn it. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we're actually eating chickens and pigs and cows and not people. Yeah. Hopefully. But if that's not the case, well, I didn't know. I feel like Dr. Evil. I feel like Dr. Evil except with a afro and brown and a gap. I didn't know. Where's my cat? I didn't know. I'm such an awful person. I look like a cannibal. The more I look at myself, the more I'm seeing it. You see that? That looks like a cannibal. If I was in the forest, I think this looks like a cannibal's mouth. Don't you? You know what? I'm seeing it now. That looks like a cannibal. Oh no. Hopefully I'm not. Now, I would never do that on my own, but, you know, if somebody gave it to me and I didn't know, well, shit, I didn't know. I didn't do nothing. I'm just a girl. I don't know what's going on. And that's the truth. And how are they keeping this secret? That's the question. How are they keeping this secret? Money? I don't get it. Money equals power. Okay, but at least they're feeding us. I mean, I'm just being honest, like, our country is well fed. That's kind of scary. Where are we getting our food? But like I said, there's a lot of missing people in Mexico. And guess who hates Mexico? It's Donald Trump. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, and I'm not trying to laugh about it either. I just, you know. Donald Trump, what is going on? I'm not even laughing. It's not funny. It's not a laughing matter, but if that's what's going on, and I'm eating it, I guess I have to be okay with it in some way, shape, or form, in one way or another. You know, it's a possibility. You know, a possibility, not necessarily the truth, just a whisper of a could be possible. You know, it could be possible, maybe, but I'm not sure. And that's the truth. I have no clue. Until something happens that is concrete proof that what these people are saying is true, I have no clue. And that's the goddamn gospel truth. Is I really don't know. But there's some hints as to what's going on. I'm just not quite sure what it is. I don't know. Donald Trump, what is going on? And I need to stop. Arroz con people? Arroz con people. Yeah, I got a sixth sense of humor. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, I do. I got a sixth sense of humor. Arroz con people. God, that's bad. Arroz con people. Are we eating people? Americans. Are we eating people? And are you okay with that? Because I don't think I am. Like, I don't think I'm okay with somebody getting kidnapped and, like, eaten by me. Like, I don't want that. No. But yeah, there's a lot of missing people in Mexico, and there's actually so many that it's possibly our McDonald's. Or something, or a Taco Bell. It sounds like something the fucking government would do. Or Taco Bell. Oh, it's actually people. It's actually people. It's actually people meat. But we will call it Taco Bell. Because they are Mexicans. Because they are Mexicans. Why do I think this is so funny? I don't know. I don't know why I think this is so funny. This is actually... No, because... I mean... No, think of it. Think of it. It was really the truth. And they just called it Taco Bell because it's all Mexican people. Taco Bell. The fucking government. If they did that. What if they really did that? I'm not even laughing at that. Like, I think the reality of it is disgusting. Like, if that's real, like, if that really was the truth, I think that... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. Hello. I really don't. Okay, but no, my truth is that Taco Bell. I don't like Taco Bell. I don't really like fast food that much. But yeah, that sounds like something the government would do, don't you think? Don't you think the government would kind of do that? You know, take a bunch of Mexican and just kind of put them in a Taco Bell meat. I think that they would do that. Taco Bell, Taco Bell. This is the United States government. Taco Bell, Taco Bell. It is actually Mexican. You could probably make a commercial. I swear to God. You could make a commercial. You could make a commercial. They could literally do that. Make a commercial doing that. And everybody would still eat there. Everybody would still eat there. And that's the truth. They would still eat there. Why? Because we don't care. I think that's the truth. I think that a lot of people, they think they're caring and they think they care until their life is dependent on the meat. And then they don't care. That's why. Because, I mean, we could be a plant-based species. I mean, that's a very, a possibility that could have been. But we aren't. We're meat eaters. By choice. We don't have to, but by choice, that's what our government created for us. That's what we created for ourselves because we're lazy. And I guess we want to conquest and eat everybody else. And that's the end of this video, I guess. I don't know, but, sometimes Taco Bell. People meat. I don't know. Do you think that's really made out of people? I want you to tell me. Do you think that that's real made out of people in the comments below? With all the evidence that I stated. You can look it up yourself. I'm not doing it for you, you turd-ass bitch. But if you want to do it yourself, you can. I'm not going to look it up for you. I'm not going to be your little research nerd. You can do it yourself if you want to learn these things. You can look it up by what I told you. But, everything in this world is fucked up. Taco Bell, Taco Bell. And that's really it. We really might just be eating feeble cells and Taco Bell, mehican, Arroz con people. Yeah. I have no clue. I really don't. I have no clue at all. I really don't. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Do I? Do I have a clue? I don't think I do. I really don't. Like, because I still be eating it, so obviously I don't fucking know. I don't know, and do I care? I don't know. Do I care if I still eat it? That's the question. Do I really care? Like, if they really made a commercial saying, hey, we eat people, I don't think we'd care. Because we like burgers, we like fried chicken, quote unquote. We like Arroz con people. So I don't know. Is that what that is? I don't know. I wish I had the answer, but I also have no clue, so. And it's really it. I'm so tired. I need to go to bed. Arroz con people. I will see you all in the next Taco Bell order. The next Taco Bell order. That's sick. Bye.